it might not even matter. The third map is going to be on Terenas Stand. Sky will be able to fast expand on this map like he did in the first map, especially if he's able to get the mercenary. If you get any mercenary, you can get the mercenaries very quickly in this map. We saw Moon do it against Ghost Top in his match. So, it definitely is viable to get mercenary on this map very quickly. Okay, looks like the players are ready to go.
Both players now saying good luck and go to each other, so the game will be starting off. Again, the map is on Terenas Stand. The game is between WEG Sky playing as Human against WEG Sweet playing as Undead, so we'll have to wait a couple of seconds before the game has started up. Now Sweet has spawned on the upper left and Sky has spawned on the lower right. Of course, this map only has 2 spawning points, so they have spawned on respective places on the upper left and on the lower right.
Yeah, there are 4 expansion points on this map. Some are really close to places, while the other 2 are far away. Oh, this is interesting. Sky is building a lumber mill first. Lumber mill altar, so he is going his normal tower rushing build. So a little bit curious what he's going to.
Now Sky is putting down an lumber mill and a build later back on. On the other hand, we have Sweet is going building an altar, a crypt, and a ziggurat. So it seems like he's going to do ghouls again. He is not going to do fiends at this point. So just a few seconds more before those altars are completed. So probably going to see again an Archmage and a Death Knight for these 2 players.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see if Sky is going to go with the fast expansion or he's going to go with the tower rush. We'll probably be able to tell really quickly here, because if he doesn't go and get a fast expansion right away, then he probably will tower. So towering Undead, that's just crazy for me. It should be a lot of fun to watch if he decides to do it.
Yes, maybe Sky has just built that lumber mill to try to get as much wood as possible so he can tech as soon as Sweet does as well, so he's able to counter those destroyers quickly, like get to tier 3 as soon as possible and get those knights out if Sweet goes fiends, or Dragonhawks if he goes mass destroyers.
Both players are getting their typical heroes of Death Knight and Archmage, while Sky is putting down a tower right inside his base. His barracks just finished. So it looks like he's doing his tower rush build. I'm not sure.
So now Sky's hero is almost out, so he's probably going to creep that Goblin Laboratory on the lower right only with his militia at this point and a water elemental. On the other hand, Death Knight is now out as well, so he's going to buy a Rod of Necromancy, going to creep his own maybe Goblin Laboratory or those priests first.
I think he's going to do both, yeah.
So he's going to get level 2 quite quickly as well. So now we see that the Archmage is creeping with the 4 militia right at the Goblin Laboratory, going to get himself a Glove of Haste.
One thing that Sweet did do, he did go Aura first on this map. So he did the same thing as the other Undead that Ghost Dog did. They both went Unholy Aura before they went Death Coil. So it just means that the ghouls and the skeletons are going to creep for the Death Knight so he can get to level 2 and have Death Coil.
So that he will have increased running speed, so he will be able to reach that Archmage faster than if he got Death Coil first.
So we see Sky just creeping some of the apprentice wizards down there. Gets to level 2. The Death Knight is now there. There are militia going back in for Sky now. Oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't have a guard tower at his main. He does not have an arcane tower. That's a bit interesting. And he is getting tier 2 now.
So now those 3 footmen and a water elemental just chasing that DK around. DK is now level 2, of course, getting Death Cold as his second skill, while those ghouls finish up those creeps at the Goblin Laboratory on the upper right side of the map. Again, Sweet will be using his Rod of Necromancy to get himself 2 more skeletons, while footmen and elemental of Sky actually creeping on their own. Those gnolls, I think. Those creeps, kobold creeps on the lower right side of the map, while Sweet is right there trying to creep jack some of those and steal the gold and experience.
This guy's actually trying to creep 2 places at once. He's got his Archmage and Footman and his Water Elemental creeping a small green camp location, while his 3 Footmen try to finish off those kobolds there. Sweet is right there with some Skeleton Warriors. Those are going to go down pretty easily to the 4 Footmen. I'm sorry, the 3 Footmen. Looks like the creeps were attacking it as well.
So very nice move by Sky, trying to split his army and creeping 2 places at the same time so that the DK will not be able to harass, of course, 2 places at the same time because he is only 1 hero.
Looks like the Archmage does have a bit more experience than the Death Knight right now. So that's good for Sky, but we also see that Sweet is also doing a double creep thing. I'm sorry. He's also creeping 2 places at the same time.
While his DK was creeping solo with some skeletons, while his ghouls were creeping nearby creep camp solo without his Death Knight.
Death Knight does get a Staff of Teleportation. He is level 2, almost level 3, while the Archmage is level 3 now. Taking a look at Sweet's base, he is halfway to level 2. He's getting a graveyard down right now. He is at 28 population.
So now Sweet, in a great move, was able to surround that Archmage, and that Archmage was able to escape. Sweet was used Staff of Teleportation to be able to be right there with those ghouls, uses Death Coil, that Archmage being chased down only at 70 HP at this point. And of course DK, one more Death Coil would be able to take it down, and he's just waiting for a cooldown. And nice timing by Sky. He was waiting for that Death Coil to go off, and he just pressed TP. Of course, that TP just cancels out that Death Coil before it lands on his hero. So very nice by Sky right there.
That was quite amazing right there. He actually waited for the Death Coil to be in the air before he Town Portaled out, so he wasted 75 mana from Sweet. Wow, that was amazing play.
That was great timing.
Here we go. We have Sky's now at tier 2. He has 5 militia going out. His Archmage does have 2 ivory towers. He is headed towards maybe the expansion, maybe his base. We're going to find out here really quick.
Yes, I think he's going to creep that expansion point, maybe set up his own expansion as well. He's going to...
Oh, yes he is. Yes he is. I'm so disappointed.
He is going to be creeping that. He's going to put 2 ivory towers at that point. Lightning Shield being casted on a creep, so those footmen will move away from focus firing on that creep since he does not want to damage his unit so much. Where is the Death Knight? The Death Kite is now on his way there. There are a couple of units on orange and red, so Sweet would probably be able to take a couple of those units down. Yes, now that Death Knight will be at level 3. It's stuck a bit, but it will be able to escape. So now Death Knight just hovering around. He has 90 mana. Mountain King is now out for Sky, and Stormbolt being casted on a ghoul, and that ghoul will go down, but one last Death Coil from Sweet was able to take a footman down as well. Now Sky will be building an expansion at that point. He has 3 peasants right there, while on the other hand Sweet is now on his way to Black Citadel, going to be putting 1 slaughterhouse at this point, and probably will be seeing some destroyers later on.
Yeah, it looks like he's also going to get a second hero here. It is going to be the Lich.
So that Sweet's Death Knight going back again right at Sky's expansion. 2 more peasants from his main base will be going there to try to help and build that expansion up. It's almost around halfway done, and Sweet just trying to do some hits on some of those peasants and hopefully finish them off with the Death Coil. But at this point, that Death Knight doesn't have enough mana anymore because he is being hit by that Arcane Tower. So Sky is now countering Sweet. He is right at Sweet's main base, trying to take down those cigarettes one by one. One cigarette being focus fired on, but Sweet using his Acolytes to try to repair it. Stormbolt being casted on the Acolyte, and Acolyte goes down. Now those ghouls were able to surround that Mountain King. Mountain King is stuck inside Sweet's base. Mountain King only at 90 HP right now, and one last Frost Nova, and that Mountain King will go down only at level 1. So only the Archmage is left, but Archmage will not retreat at this point. He has 2 Water Elementals. Death Knight actually uses Staff of Teleportation to go back to his base. Only very low HP, 130 HP. And now we see that Sky was purchased by... Zeppelin purchased by Sky, going to save his footmen. So 4 footmen on the red right now, right at that Zeppelin. So they were able to escape from dying again, maybe to Frost Nova, and the Archmage will ride on that Zeppelin as well.
So Sweet is now at tier 3. He did lose 4 Acolytes there, so nice harassment by Sky. One of his obsidian one of his slaughterhouses also got taken down prior to it being built. He does have 1 up and is currently producing obsidian statues. His Death Knight is level 3.5, and his Lich is almost level 2. He does have 28 food count, while Sky's expansion is now up and running. He is at 34 food count. He's putting down towers inside his base. He did purchase a Goblin Shredder as well.
Now we see that Sweet is going to creep his natural expansion as well, moving his DK out a bit so that his Lich would level up faster, hopefully to level 3. He will be getting a Lion Horn of Stormwind at that creep camp. He puts himself a Sacrificial Skull at that point, maybe going to build an expansion, although I think it will be risky at this point in time for him to build one because he doesn't have much units and he really needs to get those destroyers out as soon as possible.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to try to get an expansion, and he is building another Acolyte, a 6th Acolyte. So I think he is going to try to go for an expansion again. This is a kind of a repeat of the first game here where Sky was able to win. Sky does have a Zeppelin coming into Sweet's base right now. It has 4 footmen and both of his heroes inside it. So
now,
lots of towers going up in Sky's expansion.
Sky is getting ready for those destroyers to come out. He has just built 4 more extra towers right at expansion, and we see that Sky, of course, being really unrelenting to try to harass Sweet's base. He uses his Zeppelin that he has purchased earlier on, that he saved his footman and hero with, going at the back of Sweet's gold mine, moved his footman down, and Archmage trying to focus fire on those acolytes. One acolyte did go down. Now Sweet has added a Crypt Fiend to his army so that he will be able to web that Zeppelin in case Sky does the same trick again. So Sweet is just going to let that Crypt Fiend camp behind that gold mine. On the other hand, of course, Sky knowing that probably Sweet will be ready. He is creeping that mercenary camp on the left
just
side.
went down to creeps there.
Yeah, and that mercenary camp on the left side. Now Sweet is right there with his Death Knight, and Sky quickly uses his Zeppelin again to save his units. Another footman might go down, and now that Death Knight is at level 4 after he was able to kill again some units against Sky's army.
The Mountain King did pick up that item right there. I didn't get a chance to see what it was, but Death Knight was trying to get it, and the Mountain King was able to get it first. The creep's kind of attacking the sitting statue that they have slowed right now, so that's kind of annoying for Sweet.
And of course, Sky now has a lot of towers at his base. They have level 2 masonry upgrades. And now Sky was able to see that Sweet was trying to build his own expansion right at his natural. Of course, that gold mine just being built, being taken down slowly. And now Sweet will decide to cancel it. And of course, again, those 2 heroes by Sky will be going probably up the Zeppelin, moving out. And Sweet's Death Knight just cannot do anything about it because that Death Knight can't hit air. Although Fiend is right there, although Sky sees it, and he was able to move out just in time.
Wow, he did pick up his water elemental that was right there too, so that Sweet would not gain the experience. A second barracks going up for Sky.
So
looks like he might go Rifleman.
Yeah, he might go Rifleman, or well, maybe some knights as well added to his army.
He is getting a castle right now, and the blacksmith just came up. He does have 2,000 gold. He only has 30 food count.
So Sky just hoarding his gold at this point, trying to reach tier 3 and then just mass producing all that units and then overwhelming Sweet at that point.
Sweet is trying to put up another expansion down at his expansion location. He has 3 acolytes there and 2 Crypt Fiends ready for any shenanigans from the Zeppelin, which is kind of hanging around his expansion.
Now again, Sky is going to do the same trick. He is using his Zeppelin moving towards that expansion point, but Sweet is ready for him. He has 2 Crypt Fiends right there, 1 water elemental being used by Sky to try to take down that haunted gold mine that's just being built. Now we see again the Zeppelin will be picking up that Mountain King that was being chased down by that Death Knight and that Lich.
Sweet goes up to the top expansion location, sees that it's already been creeped. His Death Knight is level 4 and his Lich is level 3. Sky is now purchasing units. He is going knights, and he is putting down double workshop again.
So
and also a Griffin Aviary.
So Sky knows that he has the resource advantage at this point, and he is not shy at all to try to put down as much of those buildings as possible. He has 2 barracks, 2 workshops are being built, and a Griffin Aviary, so we might see a mix of Griffins, Knights, and probably Gyrocopters for his army.
Yeah, it looks like the exact same army choice that he did in the first game. It was very effective for him in that game, so there's no reason for him to try anything different.
So right now, those 2 workshops have just finished. Death Knight now moving towards the mercenary camp on the right side of his base, so probably going to creep that. His Death Knight is now at level 4. Lich is at level 3. On the other hand, Sky seems to be securing a second expansion. He has gone to the expansion point at the lower left side of the map. He has left his Mountain King and Paladin to creep that solo so that his Mountain King would probably be almost at level 3 and his Paladin might get a good experience so that he will be able to get level 2 later on as well. So he's just finishing up those creeps. He has 2 knights to his army right now. Sky now actually has no gold, only maybe 100 gold, since he is simply mass producing units at his 2 barracks, so dual knights, and then gyrocopters right at his 2 workshops.
Yeah, he's just researching the flat cannon for the flying machines right now. Sweet is going to attack his base. I don't know how effective that's going to prove, but he is going to back out. He sees that Sky has a lot of towers there. He has 4 towers there, and 1 scout tower, 4 guard towers and 1 scout tower. So he's not going to be able to harass that at all. Sweet does have a shade at the bottom expansion location, so he does see the 3 towers by Sky there.
So now Sky is on the move. He is on the way to that Goblin Merchant on the lower side of the map, going to take down those creeps and probably purchase some items for his heroes. So Sweet seems to be on the move. He knows that Sky might be planning to build an expansion at the lower left with those 2 guard towers and a king tower right there, so he might try to stop them. So Sky is now adding griffins to his army. 1 flying machine was being used to scout and was quickly taken down by focus fire from those destroyers. On the other hand, we see that a flying machine by Sky again scouting, checking out the expansion point at the upper right, seeing if Sweet is actually building an expansion right there. Sweet actually has an expansion up and running right at his natural. We have the Lich right at the expansion at the lower left, trying to take down those towers one by one. Arcane Tower actually hitting that Lich, so Sweet is not moving his Lich out at that point to try to stop it from burning mana away from that hero. So Arcane Tower goes down, 1 guard tower goes down, only 1 guard tower is left, but we see that Sky is right there. He is at 72 food count with 5 knights. No, 5 knights and level 4 Archmage, level 2 Mountain King, level 2 Paladin, and Stormbolt being casted on a Crypt Fiend. That will go down. 1 Crypt Fiend gets stuck and surrounded by those knights, and another Crypt Fiend will go down. At this point, Sky is at 72 food count. We see that Sweet is at 59, so Sky might have a bit of an advantage at this point, having more units to go against Sweet's army.
Sky's now coming up on Sweet's main. I think he's going to try to go in right here.
Again, Stormbolt being casted on the Crypt Fiend, and Frost Nova being casted on that Knight being microed out by Sky. Sky does have a Staff of Sanctuary on his heroes, on his Archmage, so he might be using that later on. Mountain King now will level up to level 3, and Abomination was stuck and will go down to 1 last hit from a Griffin, so that's going to be a problem for Sweet, losing so much units at this point when he is not battling it out face to face. Now 1 Crypt Fiend again will go down. Frost Nova being casted on the Knight. Knight being saved by Sky with the use of Staff of Sanctuary. Now Sky is still at 72 food count. Sweet is only at 43. We see that those flying machines just trying to take down those gargoyles one by one that Sweet has added to his army. Sweet actually has 2 crypts, so making mass gargoyles, and Sweet would decide to TP back into his base. He is around outside, like side on the maybe just outside his base, so he decided to TP in so that he will not lose any more units. Sky is now at 76 food count. Sweet is only at 39. He has just produced from 3 buildings, so he is now at 47, but most of those units are just on their way out.
It looks like he's decided to go gargoyles to try to counter the flying machines. That should prove pretty interesting right there.
So Death Call being casted on that Mountain King, but of course with the Paladin right there being holy lighted and healed by the Paladin quite well. And now Mountain King will be selling a couple of items right at that Goblin Merchant. Let's check out what he has picked up. He has picked up for himself some Scroll of Healings as well as a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. So Sky is now positioning himself just at an expansion of Sweet, but will decide not to attack as of yet. And now we see that Sky actually has brought in 5 peasants right at his main base, went to the lower left expansion point, and will be power building a town hall for his 2nd expansion. Of course, Sweet only has 1 expansion at this point, so Sky later on would probably still have the resource advantage.
Sweet does have 0-1 upgrades on both of his abominations and his gargoyles. The flying machines. Oh, looks like they're gonna have another fight here right in the middle.
Destroyers trying to take down as much of those Gyrocopters as possible. Now we see that those Destroyers trying to focus fire on those Knights. Again, Knights being saved by Staff of Sanctuary. The Paladin will now level up to level 3. We see those Gargoyles just trying to take down as much flying machines as possible. And Sweet trying to move back and forth, trying to take in a good position. Abomination now being focus fired on by 4 Knights. The 4th Knight went down. Abomination only at 100 HP and will go down to one last hit again. So, a couple of Knights are in the red. We see that the cooldown, I think, for the Staff of Sanctuary is on. It's not usable at this point, so he will not be able to save a couple of those units. Frost Nova being casted on the Mountain King. Mountain King gets healed by Holy Light and uses Potion of Invulnerability and will be able to escape. We see that the Paladin is now being chased down as well, uses Divine Shield on himself and will be able to escape as well. So those items, those heroes have a lot of items, so it's pretty hard for Sweet to be able to take them down. Although it's a good move by Sweet, he was able to push back the army of Sky, even if Sky had more food count during that battle.
Yeah, Sweet is definitely not out of this. He is at 66 population now. He is currently taking down all 5 guard towers that were being built by Sky. They were not up yet, and he is attacking Sky's expansion in the bottom left-hand location. Sky is at 76, and once again, Sweet is at 66. So it's just a slight advantage for Sky right now. So well done by Sweet to get back into this game. His heroes are now 5-4, so if he's able to get his Lich up to level 5,
that would really
it's going to be pretty devastating, yeah.
Especially with those Knights with high HP, with a level 3 Nova, that would really help him to take them down now. Sky just rallying up his units, going to position himself right at that bridge, going to encounter and face again Sweet's whole army.
A lot of gargoyles for Sweet now.
Sweet has maybe 3 Destroyers and 2, 4, 6, 8 gargoyles. They have 0-1 upgrades. So again, battle will be going on. A lot of flying machines from Sky. Sky is while Sky has added a couple of Dragonhawks, uses shackles to try to take down those gargoyles, but it seems like Sky is losing this battle. We see that those flying machines going down one by one, only maybe 6 or 8 left, and flag cannons trying to do as much damage on those destroyers. A couple of destroyers are on the red, but of course still not going down, and will simply be finishing off those units left by Sky. So now Sweet is at 59 food count. 4
red destroyers.
Yes.
They are getting sent back.
Nice micro by Sweet, like maybe 40 HP each destroyer, but they were not taken down by Sweet. So
he was able to take the expansion down. He does his dark ritual on an abomination that was storm bolted. Nice play there.
Yes, now Sky is at 72 food count, but Sweet is only at 59, and he has no wood, only 4 wood at this point. Mines are running out, only 500 gold for Sweet, and actually Sky's main mine has run out already, so only 1 expansion for each player. So if they don't secure a second expansion, I think this game will be over soon as the final battle between these 2 players is underway.
Yeah, Sweet still is making more gargoyles. That's kind of interesting choosing its flying machines, as they're both considered anti-air. 0-1 upgrades still for the gargoyles, so they have 5 armor. More obsidian statues coming out for Sweet. He still has 1, 2, 3, 4 destroyers. His Lich is still not level 5 yet, almost though. Sky is currently just kind of taking out some green creep locations that were left over from the early game. His flying machines are 0-1. They have 0-1 upgrades.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
He's got about 12 there.
Yeah, Gyrocopters along with 2, 4, 5, 6 Knights. And a shade by Sweet is following around the human army at this point. It seems like Sky's making more flying machines right at his workshop. He is, let's see now. Of course, he would be seeing that shade now that he has those flying machines right there. Sweet is now at the Goblin Merchant, going to buy his heroes a couple of items. He gets himself Scroll of Healing, a potion of healing right at his main base, as well as a potion of lesser invulnerability. His Lich will now sell a couple of items and get himself Scroll of Healing as well with a potion of lesser invulnerabilities. Now Sweet is at 70 over 90 food count, not of destroyers, gargoyles, and obsidian statue. On the other hand, we have Sky, who is at 79 with knights and flying machines and 1 griffin.
Yeah, a lot of flying machines. Looks like he's got about 15 right there. Still not getting any more upgrades as of yet. He is long mining the expansion. Sky is in the bottom left-hand location. He is sending his peasants all the way down to there from his expansion. His expansion only has 4,500 gold left. while Sweet's expansion has quite a bit more. It has almost 7,000. So if Sweet can hold, wow, that's so many flying machines. There's got to be like 20 flying machines now, and they're gonna fight right here.
And the Mountain King was caught by Sweet. Frostnova Death combo being focus fired on, but he was quickly holy lighted by the Paladin. Now we see those destroyers just trying to chase down those flying machines.
Oh no.
Flying machines moving towards those towers, and those gargoyles and destroyers would wisely move away. So the Lich is now surrounded by those knights. He quickly uses Potion of Invulnerability. Death being casted on that Lich to heal him up. Now the Death Knight is the one being focus fired on. Death Knight uses a healing potion and no Potion of Invulnerability for that Death Knight. He has no TP as well, only 270 HP. Archmage being focus fired there as well. So two heroes on the red. DK only at 20 HP. One last Stormbolt and that Death Knight will go down. Oh my god. So now Sky's Paladin will level up to level 4. So bad break by Sweet. He almost had that Archmage. His Lich is now at level 5. He will be on the retreat at this point. He has no Death Knight. 3 heroes for Sky is still alive, so his nuking.
Wow, he just lost a lot of destroyers right there too. The flying machines are still mostly alive for Sweet. I'm sorry, for Sky.
Yes, Sky is at 66 food count. Sweet is only at 35, so that was a bad break for him.
That's gonna be game right there.
He was gunning down those heroes to nuke them, and but the rest of Sky's units were taking his units down, and he lost his Death Knight in the process while trying to kill that Archmage. So now
Sweet's just got to move around his Lich right now. He's trying to hold off until his Death Knight can come out.
Stormbolt now being casted on the level 5 Lich. He uses a potion, I think, or a healing
potion
scroll.
Of healing there.
And that Lich only at 130 HP right now, moving out, while those Knights just trying to take down the base of Sweet. And Sweet now says GG, and Sky will win this match 2-1 against his own clanmate, and now Sky has elevated his status to automatic in, having 3 wins and 0 losses against Sweet, Grubby, and Zacard.
Yeah, so if take a look at the standings here, if Zacard is able to win 2-0, then him and Sweet will be tied for second. Grubby would be eliminated. If Zacard manages to win 2-1, then actually it will be a tie between Sweet and Grubby. So it's quite interesting to see what's going to transpire now, as you know, technically none of the players are out as of yet. Sky will advance to the second round. We know that he is 3-0, but it could be anybody's game for who's going to advance for the second place from Group A.
So again, congratulations to WEIGE Sky for winning against WEIGE Sweet, both coming from the same clan. Very nice games between these two players, with Sky winning Game 1, Sweet winning Game 2, and Sky finally tipping it off, winning Game 3 against Sweet. So that's pretty, both players now wrapping their stuff up. So what do you think about these two games, about the games that have just been played?
Well, the first game and the third game, very effective Staff of Sanctuary use by Sky, so I think that was the key to I'm sorry, that was the key for him winning right there.
So congratulations again to Sky for winning. Quite a feat for